Alright, what's going on, you guys? It's Resto. We're back, and as promised, we're going to finish the 19 Twink gear guide list. I know we have 3 classes left, so let's knock these out. Today we're going to be covering the 19 Twink Druid. As per usual, we're going to keep it nice, short, sweet, and to the point. As for the Druid, there's going to be 3 sets as you're going to be running. You got your Boomy, you got your FC, and you got a controversial one is the healing spec as well. The reason why I say controversial because the restoration druid spec may or may not outperform others. I know testing was being done. However, I'm still going to show the set, but take what I say with a grain of salt. As for the gear, this is what you're going to be running for the FC set. What we're looking at here is a combination of stamina and fire resistance. As a druid, you're going to be looking at the back line. You're not really going to be looking at putting yourself into danger in terms of damage. The main thing is just line of sighting all of the hunters. The fire resistance is for the explosive shot. That is going to be the biggest damage focal point that we're going to be looking at. So we want to go ahead and resist much as that as possible. So this is what is going to help you mitigate that damage. If you were not fortunate enough to grab any of the grandfather gear or dual faction ear tune, this is what you're going to be running for the horde side. We're just swapping up a few pieces here. There's really not that much of a big change. I know going into future expansions, this when the grandfather gear actually makes a difference. And then as for the alliance side, this is also what you're going to be running if you were not able to get any grandfathered gear. Now pushing into the DPS spec as Boomy, this is what you're going to be running as gear wise. This is the grandfathered set. This is going to have a good combination of the haste, so that way you're able to capitalize on your dots, and it's also utilizing the belt to help push us over on the hit cap without sacrificing other pieces, so that way we can capitalize on other stats. And if you did not get any of the grandfathered gear, this is what you're going to be running as well. Take note, you can also run the spider silk boots for the grandfathered set as well if you don't want to go with the walking boots. That's just my personal preference of what I'm running. I'd rather capitalize a little bit more crit, sacrifice, go a little bit more glass cannon, but that's just my play style. If you're not like that, don't worry about it. But other than that, this is what this is going to be looking like. We're just swapping out a few pieces. As for the alliance side, it's the same exact gear. The bracers are obviously the only thing that you're not going to be able to get, so feel whatever you want to put in there, go ahead and put in there. I would go Wrangler wristbands of the Eagle. That way you have the 3/3. You're just missing out on the crit. But if you want to go and cap on something else, that is completely up to you. And last on the list is the Restoration Druid. This is what you're going to be running if you have all the grandfathered pieces. We're looking at capitalizing on the haste here. That is the key point when it comes to this class. Now, and when it comes to hit, we only have 1 ring with hit. Reason being, you're not looking to put damage on other players. You're looking to heal other players. As a Restoration Druid, your main priority should be healing. And just like the others, if you were not fortunate enough to get the grandfathered gear, this is what you're going to be running as well. Just minor changes. Same thing with the Boomy set. If you guys are wanting to run the Wrangler wristband of the Eagle and this match a set minus the crit, you're more than welcome to. Or if you really want that extra hit, you can run the Digger bands as well. Those are just going to give you 2 hit though, so it's not really going to cap you out completely, but that is completely your choice on what you want to do. As for the talents, this is what you guys are going to be going for if you're rocking the FC build. We're going to go into damage mitigation and increasing our healing. And then if you're looking at the healing spec, this is also what you're going to be running. We're going and capitalizing on our hots, and we're also capitalizing on other heals as well. And then if you're looking at the Boomy spec, this is what we're going to be running as well. This is going to help increase haste, help a little bit faster casting, get a little bit more damage out. As for the professions for both spec, you're also going to be running herbalism and mining. Now, looking into the gameplay perspective of a Druid FC, there's a lot of things you have to consider, and that's the hunters that are around you and everything else that's happening on the battlefield. When it comes to being a Druid FC, you gotta focus on stealthing across mid. You are going to be the biggest focus of the entire game. Unlike Shaman FCs, you guys have stealth. This is a big advantage to you guys when it comes down to FCing, so take advantage of this. However, take in consideration when there's a team on the other side that actually knows what they're doing and they notice that you're stealth, they're going to know that you're going for the flag, considering that is the only objective for a Druid. So when it comes down to this, make sure you know you have your CDs up, you have the damage mitigation that you can to get to midfield and connect with their healers. If this is not the case, make sure you have someone come with you because this is going to be key to your survival points. As far as a Boomy goes, when it comes down to actually putting out damage, you're still going to be stealthing around. You're looking at going into the backline and connecting on with most likely a rogue or a hunter with the burst that's going out. There's a lot of times where you can go out and get open, but you're going to get picked off really quick just because of how squishy you are as a Druid. So you got to pick your fights and know what you're going against. As a healer, it's pretty straightforward. You're just tossing your hots out. You're not looking to really destroy your mana. A lot of the times, your hots are going to be your saving factors. You're not really going to be casting Nourish a lot. It's a lot of rejuves, a lot of regrowths, Nourishes here and there. You're really going to capitalize on the haste that you have in those builds, and that's what's going to keep your team afloat. More of the story with any spec that you're going into, where I'm getting at is key points are positioning. That is what you guys need to focus on the most as a druid. You guys aren't powerhouses, but you can be if you know how to utilize this properly. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap the video here. There's not much left to say about druids. So if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, go ahead and drop it in the comment section down below, and I will answer that to the best of my abilities. I'm going to go ahead and start working on the last 2 classes, so that way we can complete the gearing series for Cataclysm. So it's been Resto, guys. See you guys next time.